Like, I came back from the Mufasa movie and I really liked it, and I thought that, okay, like this pretty much proves that like Scar was doomed from the start, like because Scar in this movie like pretty much showed that like how lazy he was. He was just not like good. He was not a good, he was not meant to be a good leader at all. And but I was a bit shocked coming back and then seeing people saying that Scar is a broken villain and Scar is justified and Mufasa is the evil one, and we totally understand Scar now. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We are not doing this history revisionism of Scar's character or anything. Like Scar from day one, like he was not going to be a good leader. Like sure, you can say that okay, he was a good brother, but Scar had no leadership qualities and he was not broken. Scar was plain evil. Let's get into it. All right, for starters, like when Scar's mother is getting attacked by those white lions and stuff, it's Mufasa who rescues her. Scar really just runs away like the second that happens. Like if I was his mother, I would banish him. Like what kind of son are you? Like where's your masculinity, bro? Like Scar just runs away. And then like people excuse this reason by like, oh well, his father raised him to be lazy. Well, that can be true, but that doesn't justify the further reasons. All right. And then and like the further reasons, like you can just tell that Scar was not ready to be a king and was never going to be ready to be a king. Like every single time those white lions came, Scar was just ready to run away while Mufasa was ready to square up and fight. Scar was just ready to like just Scar was a coward, all right? Like I just hate seeing Scar like. And now here are the reasons why. Like yes, and before you like guys say that okay, can you relax, it's just a movie, like I just cannot stand Mufasa slander, all right? Yes, I'm 24, but I can't stand Mufasa slander. Like, I grew up just crying over Mufasa's like whole cliff scene in The Lion King. And now to see people say that, oh, well, he's the evil one, Scar's justified, we are not going to revise history, all right? So, reasons why Scar is evil. So he betrays Mufasa in this because this is what the prequel tells us all over Sarabi. And people are like, oh my god, like Mufasa stole his girl. Like Sarabi was never Scar's girl anyway. Like Sarabi literally did not even like Scar. Like she didn't even like him. And then all the moves that Scar made on her, or whatever you want to call it, that's because Mufasa helped him. That's because Mufasa already knew everything about Sarabi. Like Scar didn't know anything. Like he always had to come to Mufasa to help. Like okay, what should I say to her? Blah blah blah. Like Mufasa is the one who knew that she smells like duck flowers. Mufasa is the one who rescued her when the whole elephant stampede happened. And guess what Scar does? As usual, run away. And then when Sarabi asks, "Oh my God, who rescued me?" Like Mufasa's like, "Oh no, 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 it was Scar, it was Scar." Like, doesn't that show how selfless that Mufasa is? That because he at that time wanted Taka to be king, he lets Taka get like the credit, even though Scar literally didn't do anything besides running away. And it says Scar being like, "Oh no, like bro, like that was all you." Scar's just selfish, like yeah, that was me, that was me, like excuse me. And then Sarabi later on finds out anyway that it was Mufasa all along. So I don't know what was the point of that. Like that, like Scar crashing out over Sarabi was really stupid in my opinion because she never even liked you. And what makes this even more evil is that like Scar literally goes to the White Lions just to help them get to Mufasa just because Mufasa is with like Sarabi, even though Sarabi never even liked Scar. Like make it make sense. Like okay, like if that's not evil, I don't know what is. And the fact that even despite all of this happening, like Mufasa still let Scar like stay in the Pride Lands, like that just shows Mufasa was meant to be leader since day one. All right, and then did you all forget? Did y'all really forget that like Scar, even despite being let on Pride Rock now, even despite all that he did, he still is plotting to become the king. And so he literally is still plotting ways to get rid of his own nephew like a kid. Like the whole elephant graveyard thingy. Like he literally deals with hyenas, like, and if you hyenas are a lion's like number one like enemy, all right? Like he literally like makes deals with the hyena so that he can find a way to get rid of Simba and stuff. Like, reason number two why Scar is evil, because Scar literally, despite being forgiven by Mufasa, still is trying to find ways to get rid of his own nephew, Simba. Like, did y'all forget the first movie already just because of one prequel? Like Scar, like, despite being forgiven, is still trying to find ways to become king and get rid of his nephew. Like, that is just evil. Like, Scar literally sends hyenas after Simba, like when the whole elephant graveyard scene is happening. Like, why did we just forget? Why is everyone just forgetting that so randomly? And then of course, then do I really need to get to this? The most obvious reason why Scar is evil, that he throws Mufasa off of the cliff. Like, that is like a scene, like, top, like, one most heartbreaking scene to me as a kid. Like, Mufasa forgave you, and now you're just throwing him off the cliff. Okay. And it was even worse about Scar that he tells Simba, like, this is your fault. Like, this is all your fault. So that he can guilt trip Simba and that Simba can never come back. And then he sends hyenas to get rid of Simba anyway. Like, that is, that, like, so, like, that is not broken. That is just plain evil. And then, did y'all forget the way when when he finally became king? Did y'all forget the way that Scar was literally ruling the Pride Lands? Like, everything was gone, everything was destroyed. The hyenas were over hunting, and Sarabi, like this lion that like Scar claims that he loves, he mistreats her. Like, Sarabi and the other lionesses are starving. Scar literally crashed out over a girl that he was never going to treat well anyways. Like, okay. And then Scar is still a coward. Like, instead of taking responsibility as a leader, like, okay, yeah, well, I guess I messed up. Scar just blames all the lions and lions says that this is your fault. You guys are not hunting properly, you're not doing your job, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't really need to get into it. Scar was plain evil. Scar got along with the white lions just so that he can get rid of his own brother. Just all for a girl that didn't even like him anyway. And he was going to mistreat her later anyway. He gets forgiven, is given a place in Pride Rock despite all that he does, and he is still jealous over what happened. And then he still decides anyway that even though Mufasa has forgiven me, I am still going to plot against him anyway. Then when Simba is born, Scar begins planning, okay, how am I going to get rid of my nephew and my brother, even though my brother literally forgave me for all that I did. Then he tries to get rid of Simba in the elephant graveyard scene. That doesn't work. Then he plans a fake stampede thing. And then when Mufasa passes away because Scar throws him off the cliff, he blames Simba for it. Then he completely ruins the Pride Lands. He doesn't feed his fellow lions. He prioritizes the hyenas first. And y'all are really telling me that no, Scar is just a sympathetic villain? Like, what makes it even worse is that when you see the prequel and you see the bond that Mufasa and Scar have built up, you're like, Scar, like, you're just plain evil. Like, after all of that, you're going to literally plot against your brother over a girl who doesn't even like you. Like, that's just insanity. Anyways, but yeah, like, yes, I'm having a crash out over this, so yeah. I also want to add the fact that Scar sided with the lion that killed his own father and mother, and his pride, simply because he wanted his little revenge on Mufasa. And that was only because Sarabi liked Mufasa better. Like, if that's not evil, I don't know what is.